the first thing pop up in somebody's head of success is money or awards. To me, that's not it. My success is that word to me means fulfillment. More of, am I going, what I see in my mind for my family. If I was successful now, what would we be doing? If that's not what I've accomplished, then I'm not success. I haven't achieved success.
Hey guys, what's good? And welcome to the COSIGN Life. If you're watching this video, that means you co-sign us and we co-sign you. So here are a couple of ways to support us at COSIGN Magazine. Number one, view the description below, click the link, and purchase an issue of COSIGN Magazine. Just like this one right here, physical. You can purchase this. Number two, you can also support us by purchasing COSIGN merch. Hit the link below and it'll take you to all our past merch items, and we'd love to have your support and see you wear COSIGN Magazine.
What's up, everybody? This is the special edition of COSIGN Conversations. I am Chris P. I will be your host for this session. I am joined by, you have a lot of different things we can call you. Writer, rapper, singer, producer. What else? What am I missing?
Author.
Father. Classik Mussik.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we talked. We talked, 2017?
2016.
2016. Okay, yeah. And even then, I mean, your story was like packed full of just like ups and downs, and just I can just imagine what's going on since then. But just for a different audience, let's just start from the beginning. You have been in the music game for a long time. You started right. You're singing with Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I got an uncle. Well, I say it like this. My mom was in the church.
Okay.
I was raised like, when people need shit, I can cuss, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, cool. When people need stuff, I try not to, because
Okay.
my daughter been on me about that.
Gotcha.
When people need stuff, when you country. I'm originally from Alabama.
Right.
Raised in Dallas, Texas. You see people in need, they shouldn't have to ask you for help. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody in need and you can do it, you know what I'm saying, them asking you shouldn't change anything. You know what I'm saying? And so my mom used to take people in. Anytime somebody needed some help, anytime somebody needed a place to stay, she would make us give our beds up for them strangers, and we sleep with her, or sleep in the living room or something. So some of the people she took in, we call them family members, you know what I'm saying, because we stayed close for so many years. But one of the guys I would call my uncle, he used to write for Kirk Franklin.
Okay.
Like when Kirk Franklin first started. I think they went to school together, all of that. ODY High School in Fort Worth, Texas. And when I first moved from Alabama in '93, that's when we stayed in Fort Worth before moving to Dallas. Long story short, I used to see everybody sing. And what's crazy, by myself, I could hit some of those notes. Or in the choir we sung in, I could tell when people was off key. And I'm like, well, in order to be able to put people on key, I gotta be able to be on key. Like I'm realizing I can sing.
Okay.
And I wrote a song called TWO. I was in pre-K or something like that. And they had us making up songs. They had us listening to songs for the numbers. And I didn't like the ones I was hearing, so I made my own. Okay. And I think I had seen somebody on Sesame Street, either Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. I seen them with the shades. Mm-hmm. I forgot exactly where I seen them, but I seen them on there. And I put me some shades on, I had to play keyboard, and I wrote the song. And my mom and them came in, and they went crazy, man. Because this is the first time they actually discovered that I could sing. Mm-hmm. They have never heard me really sing before that, other than sing with a choir, but you can't tell who's who. Right. But they heard me sing. And when I say they tripped out, my mama cried, my grandfather, which I refer to as Pops, because he's the only father I really had, they all went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's how I discovered I could, could sing.
And then from there, in the church, just...
Same thing. A lot of my events start with the church.
Okay.
When let's say like 5 years later, we hit a rough patch to where, me and my mom and my brothers and sisters was homeless. Right. And I stayed in like Family Gateway Shelter down here, Dallas Life. I've been in all these motherfuckers, man. And sleeping on the bus, East Transit, like too much to name, but you get it.
Right.
One of the places we stayed was at the church. You know, I used to, like I said, if you a person that go to church can be scary. Because when you young and you hear, first of all, it's real traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear a lot of screaming. You hear a lot of tongue talk. You hear a lot of shit that you don't understand.
Right.
And you see people, you know, that's hurting, supposedly getting help. And then you got the music that's swaying everybody's spirit to and fro, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm seeing demons get cast out of people, right. What they call it. And then I had to sleep in this same church. So I was fucking terrified, right, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm talking about like cover over my head with one eye out just to make sure I'm good, but I'm trying to hide at the same time.
Gotcha.
So whatever's in here can't see me. You know, being a kid, you don't know nobody.
Right.
One day we was leaving it. We was church was open. We was trying to just kind of hang around for people can leave so we can go in and go to sleep. And one of the ladies, I forgot her name, but she started talking to my mom, and I just being bold, you know, I start, hey, can I wash your car? Can I clean your house? Can I take your trash out for money? And she said, yeah. So the next day, my mom brought me over there, and I took the lady trash out. I did everything that she asked me to. One of the bags of trash I threw in there. I'm not sure if it came open or I just discovered that it had like a sharp object in it. It was a IBM laptop ThinkPad, the one with the little red dot in the middle.
Okay.
And she wouldn't let me have it. I asked her. She said, you know, it's broken, don't work. Boom, boom, boom. I got in the dumpster and got it anyway.
Okay.
You know, what I had did staying downtown, you know, the homeless people and the pigeons, they all bold. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't care about the trains, don't care about the buses, they don't care about none of that. Right. The homeless person don't get what they need. Them pigeons ain't gonna move out the way either. I learned, like, pretty much not to be swayed the same way. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Okay. You know, you learn from people's successes and their failures. Them homeless people taught me, if you hungry, you get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I watched them get in the trash all the time. So I didn't feel no way about it. I didn't know no better. Mm-hmm. I got a whooping for that.
Really?
Climbing in the dumpster. But it changed my life because that laptop sparked my whole career.
Okay. The
laptop was broke. The screen was broke on it. And I kept it just because. Plugged it up, it didn't work. Kept the laptop. I ended up finding like like back then you had the big desktop screens.
Right.
Also sitting by the dumpster, our dumpster in our apartments at this time, like a year later or so, probably a year or two later. And I noticed that the cord on the end of the desktop computer had the DVI, whatever that is, the little blue thing with the hose on it.
Right.
I also seen that on the laptop. So I took it upstairs, I plugged it in, man, and then the screen came on. The laptop came on there because the laptop screen was broken and shit, man. I started beating on the desk with pencils and writing songs. My whole career started from that damn laptop.
Wow, okay.
I even took it around for so many years till it just gave out and didn't work anymore. Okay. Like I knew, like I used to make hundreds of beats and lose them all.
Oh,
and
wow.
Start over. Because it only would last for like a month and then the computer would reboot itself.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, man, look, I taught myself everything off of that shit.
So, and when they were talking about this was when you had moved to North Dallas?
Yeah, I was in Skillman in Lomanda.
Okay, I'm familiar with Skillman.
Yeah, it's like you familiar with the Icebox?
Yeah. Okay, down there.
Across the street, English Oaks.
Gotcha. Okay. When I think North Dallas, I think more towards 635.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's where I went first. Right. When I first got to North Dallas in like 97, 96, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. I moved to Richland Trace, Walden and Dig.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Mr. Fugan and made that.
Very much familiar with that area.
Pretty famous.
Okay, and you were in a group with Lucci, correct? Mm-hmm. How'd that come about?
You know, we had done some work when I was a teenager.
Right.
I threw one of the homies, one of the OG dudes from North Dallas, and I don't really remember what year it was, but I was young as hell.
Right.
I was really young, but I was in the streets at the time. Right. And we did the song. It never came out.
Okay.
Never came out, but he remembered me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we linked back up for some reason. I think we ran into each other, something like that. And I did another song for his album. I gave him some beats or something for his album that he did. I did a song, I Put It in the Air.
Okay.
It was a song for myself, but I gave it to him with the hook. He used it, everybody loved it. He got a new situation and he called me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we started the company.
And really, you giving songs away or selling songs is kind of where it really kind of put you in the mix, right?
Yeah. Well, I say like this, a catch-22, because most of those songs was for myself.
Right.
And if I hadn't made them for myself, pursuing an artist career, nobody would have ever heard them.
Okay.
So I put the artistry first, then I put the writing then I put the selling the songs, because ultimately that was that was a rebuttal. That was like a plan, not even a plan B, that was like a plan 8.8, 8.2 or something like
Gotcha.
that. It was something I wasn't trying to do, but it's something I ended up doing, because when you make music, you want to make some money.
So is it difficult for you to sell songs, or do you feel an attachment to them, or?
Every artist, if it's not a gimmick, you always gonna feel an attachment.
Right.
It's like hearing your story, like hearing a big artist get on like Ellen or Oprah somewhere, cause especially the people I be writing for,
Right.
and you'll hear them lie and say, man, it came to me in the shower, man. And you know for a fact they didn't know the song existed until you showed it to them.
Gotcha.
You can fall into stuff like that, but once you sell it, man, you got to really look at it as like selling toothbrushes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you sold a toothbrush, do you really care who used the brush?
But your heart and soul isn't in the toothbrush, though.
That's what I'm saying. You
Right.
created the toothbrush. It was your baby. It was your dream. It was whatever. It's your livelihood too.
Mm-hmm.
But which one come first? How you feel about it, or your livelihood? I tell every artist, when music is your income, that's when you're gonna have that attachment, and you're gonna lose your balance. I don't think music should be nobody's number one income when you up and coming, because for one, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for the music. This business costs, and it's a business before anything else. It's art too, but the art form is priceless.
Right.
The business form has a price definitely set for it.
Gotcha.
Sometimes, when something is priceless, it got two sides to it. The priceless meaning it ain't valued, and then priceless meaning you can't put a price on it because it's too valuable. That money can't pay for it.
Right.
But you usually get both. You know what I'm saying?
And selling records is what got you into the situation with Jamie Foxx, correct?
Selling records?
Well, selling your songs,
yeah. Yeah, man. I honestly, same thing. I did working on my own project.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, man, I didn't end up dropping a solo project in 2014 because everybody wanted my songs. Every time I geared up to release some music, I ended up selling some vital songs and wanted to regroup.
Okay.
And doing that same process, Jamie Foxx came along through one of my partners. Really was like my first manager.
Okay.
He was, I guess he was, he part of their family already. He was a part of their family already. And he hit me up, was like, man, matter of fact, I seen him at Ecstasy.
Okay.
And we linked up. He hit me the next day and was like, man, Jamie, you never want one of your songs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, shit, what you need to do? We got to go out there. I found like, man, let's go. I think we flew the next couple of days or something like very like fast.
Right.
I get out there. It's a song I did with a female. It was like a duet that everybody loved. Even in Dallas, it's a lot of people heard it before. It never came out actually.
Okay.
But people loved it. I think we put it on like a mixtape for Star City, matter of fact.
Okay.
I would think of it. I get there. Jamie was like singing that song to me instead of, hey, I'm Jamie Foxx, whatever.
Right.
Instead, he just sung my song to me. Like, no words, no none of that, just started singing the song I wrote. And there was a lot of people there seeing it, so it really put me in a pool where people paying attention to you. Like, I didn't get to, I ain't gonna say I skipped steps, but it's weird how that happened. When it's just like if this was an artist,
right.
This Water was an artist, and somebody big speak about that. Boom.
Were you humbled or were you?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because coming from here, man, or coming from anywhere, just say coming up in the music industry, you don't know what you got until somebody, like I say, you respect or you admire or whatever the reason is, say that you dope. It's just like hip hop, man. If people ain't like this MC dope or he can rap,
Right, he's not gonna get
it. And you see, Fox was one of the people, you know what I'm saying, in that family gateway shelter. We had enough time once we got there to watch, for each one of my mom's kids to watch a show. Mm-hmm. And during the weekday, I watched the Jamie Foxx show every day. On weekends, I watched I Love Lucy. You know what I'm saying? So I related to him. I felt like, I'm funny. Everybody felt like I was funny. I could sing, I could act, all of that, and I could play. So I was like, man, if I ever meet this nigga or Oprah, I'm good to go. Cause Oprah, you know, she to me, she preyed on people with sad stories.
Right.
She always wanted to help people. Every time I watched her show, she gave some away, or she, you know, I was caught up in what things could be.
Right. If Oprah co-signs you, shit to the moon.
Yeah. If she drunk that water brand, that water be the top of the food chain right now.
Right.
So when I met him, and all those people seen him do that, it changed things.
Okay.
Even to this day, the fact that I worked with him, it's a certain threshold that you ain't gonna go down because you got history. So
it's like stripes in the streets, but in the music business.
Yeah, I mean, it's what deems your legendary status. If you haven't never done nothing, man, it's a lot of people that do music and nobody ever heard them.
Right.
And it's some people that everything been given to, and people still don't know who they is.
Right.
Your legendary status to me is built up off your journey, and your journey is solidified by the strides that you make. To me, that was a stride. Being a kid, listening to this man do his thing on camera, and watching him, and then all of a sudden I'll end up living with him.
Right.
That's
for like 3 years.
Like 3.5, 4 years, something like that. Probably a little over that.
How much music y'all think y'all did together?
I mean, I still got some shit with him on my computer. I had a lot on my computer, but I did a lot of music then.
Yeah.
He was working on films a lot, man.
Okay.
So it all depends a lot though. Okay. I know I did hundreds of songs, man.
Okay. Are they ever going to see the light of day?
Huh?
Are they ever going to see the light of day? Or there's
probably
too
not
paperwork and all that involved?
You never know, man. We ain't, I say that we don't work together like that right now.
Okay.
No more. It's he busy, I'm busy doing different things, but we parted ways on good terms.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As far as perspective wise,
right.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm not sure. Some
okay.
of them have though. One of the things I worked on some films. That same song that he wanted, it was on in a Ron Howard film.
Okay.
Like the theme song.
Okay.
It was on like FX Sundays, and they went a lot of places.
And I know you did a song for Django Unchained.
Django.
And one of the Spider-Man movies.
You know what's crazy? The Spider-Man song didn't come out.
Okay.
They just, it's crazy because we sitting in the studio, and Tom Cruise's wife at the time, Katie Holmes, she was writing a song with me.
Really? Wow.
So I'm writing this song, coming up with lyrics. It's a lot of people giving input.
Right.
I think Deion Taylor was there. You know, he's a big movie producer now. There's a lot of people in the mix, and we trying to come up with words. But she was actually good at this shit. She was actually coming up with good words. I tripped out about that. Same thing, watching her on film. Next thing you know, she trying to write a song with me. And then Fox, he got on, I want to say Oprah and Ellen. I seen the whole cast of Spider-Man sing my song.
Oh.
Tripped me out.
Wow.
Because he started singing it, they started singing some of it. And that shit blessed me, man, you know what I mean?
Okay, and then after Fox, you went on tour with Yo Gotti, correct?
That was before.
That was before, okay.
I went on tour with Yo Gotti the same year I went to Jamie Foxx house.
Okay.
I kind of got like a couple months break in between to it's weird, man, how you get reminded of, you get home, you get complacent.
Right.
So you went on tour, you get a little homesick, and then once you actually come back, you get all those familiar things, the things you love, things you don't like, the things you want to get away from, and start swarming you. Right. And that's what happened to me. I'm like, shit, I'm ready to get the fuck back up out of here. That's how I felt. Of course, I love my city, but I was like, man, you got to stick and move. And I learned that in the business. So having that break, been on tour with Yo Gotti, his first Road to Riches tour. Look at him now, that's crazy.
Right. Huge.
And I got a history with him from that. That's his first tour. I think that's the actual first Road to Riches tour that he created. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And I opened up every state.
What was the biggest thing you think you got out that tour?
Concrete fans.
Yeah. Okay.
And they grew with me. Like some of them, I mean, that was a long time ago.
Right.
So some of them people are grown now with kids, and I'm still doing my thing. Like they hardcore. Like a lot of people, man, they survive off the internet. My core fan base, the internet wasn't popping like that. It wasn't no. Right. That shit was just getting started. Like I didn't even have an Instagram account or none of that then. I had just started one. I heard somebody was on tour trying to follow me. I'm like, what the fuck is Instagram? And I got one, but I didn't have one before that. So I mean, it's a lot came from that. You know what I'm saying? They put me on game, but them people still fans to this day.
Okay. Now I saw that you have some movie credits
Yeah.
Is that acting or is that
Both.
just okay? So what
Acting and working on films.
What would we see you acting in?
I got
What could we see you acting in?
It's a couple things about to come out. I was in something here for Juan Salas. Some movie he did. It was a small role. I got hit. I got punched in the mouth.
Okay.
In front of my son too.
Oh wow.
It was kind of crazy. Dude came in the studio looking for somebody, and I was just there. It was like a quick little thing, but I can act. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I pride myself on is just like my music, man. I don't wait on nobody. Mm-hmm. One thing I feel deeply in my soul and my spirit, man, your dreams can't be put in the hands of another person.
Right.
And a lot of people they get into this industry with their hands out. Mm-hmm. Or in life, period. It's a lot of people grow up thinking that, you know, when things are given to them, it's supposed to keep reoccurring. Right. And that's not how life works. You'll never really understand the values and basis of life if everybody's always giving you something.
Right.
Ain't nobody ever gave me shit.
Earned everything.
I earned everything. So I understand the value of that. You know what I'm saying? So I put that into my career. I don't wait on people to book me for shows. Especially seeing Yo Gotti come up like that, it gave me a perspective like, okay, book your own shit. So I be booking my own. I book the clubs or the venues, and I perform and I reap the benefit. I don't got to split it with nobody unless I bring a partner on, but it's my show. Okay. So I'm doing the same thing with films. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I own the company that's shooting the films.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I'm acting in the film. I ain't gonna Dame Dash it. You know, I fuck with Dame for sure. Right. But that's a hell of a blueprint. Right. Everything says Dame Dash. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
You did like a 13 state tour?
Yeah, by myself. Yeah.
Have you done any tours since then? No. What was that experience like? I mean, did you learn? Was it something you would never do again? Or?
Definitely got to do it again.
Okay.
My name way bigger now.
Okay.
Then it was more of a blueprint to hit some of the cities that I hit with Yo Gotti to see. And it was crazy because it worked out. Some of those same clubs I called back, hey, I was just here with Yo Gotti on these days, and it was sold out, and they gave me a chance to shine. Okay. You know what I mean? So I really want to do that again, even though that was a while ago. Now, you know, you got EPKs, you got certain things you can show them that'll make them, let them fuck with you anyway. Right. Fan base, whatever. So I feel like every artist should be doing that. If you ain't touring, if you ain't getting out here and showing people who you are personally. The internet is cool, man, but anybody can hire you. I mean, if an ant could pick up, if a roach could pick up a phone and get on it, they fucking there. You won't know it's a roach because they're going to get on there and just, you know what I'm saying? They'll be able to create whatever they want to create. It's almost like having a career on the phone. One of them sex girls that talk sex on the phone with people. You never know what they look like. Right. You don't know nothing about them. You just hear a voice. You confide in that voice, but that only goes so far. Right. If the voice ever changes, your whole world, that whole situation, that whole world is shook. Right. The internet is the same way to me.
It's something about human interaction.
Can't beat it because that's what we was born to do.
Right. Even with us, I mean, we still sell physical copies of magazines, even though those
I think that's the dopest shit ever.
Right. So you moved to LA a while back. How long ago? How long you been out there?
2011.
2011. Okay. So
I moved
you're back
and
here. Forth.
Yeah, I'm still back and forth.
Okay.
I moved back here to put my foundation back here as far as living here. I want to say 2014, 2015. Okay. Really, 2014, I came down. My dad passed away, man. Mm-hmm. And 2015, I came back full-fledged. Okay. I've just been back and forth ever since.
Okay, so I'm assuming quite a few opportunities since you've been out there.
Big.
Since last time I talked to you, what all has been going on with you?
I worked on Drake's Scorpion album. Okay. The songs I missed by literally like a hair. Okay. Like a small politic.
Like written or producing or what?
Both.
Okay.
It was the same, the same works.
Gotcha.
But I know for a fact if anybody has Mob Ties, they'll tell you he fuck with my pen.
Okay.
That's one thing in this industry. Me writing for anybody like him or Chris Brown or anybody, or just sending them records in to see if they like the records or whatever. However the situation worked, they fuck with my pen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we all know, in the situation of music now, people don't want, they don't want to have that conversation about somebody writing for them. But I think that's bullshit. I feel like if if I wrote a story and I wrote a book, which I got a couple books coming, but if I wrote a book and you read it to people, if you was teaching a class or you was trying to get people to hear this book, you have to read my words. You know what I'm saying? And you can either do it with passion or you can read it. You can read it dully, but if you did it with passion, people will understand what I wrote. I think you got people that's writers and you got people that's storytellers. It's two different categories. Storytellers have the art form of being able to communicate with people through physically, you know what I'm saying, vocally, however. Then you got people that communicate thoughts and so many other things through literature.
Right.
I'm good at both.
Okay. So I'm sure you get asked this all the time because, not necessarily in interviews, but I know people find out you write. I mean, people are always like, how do you get into that? How do you put yourself in a position? Yeah. So what do you tell them when they ask you? Is there? I'm sure there's not really a blueprint for that. It's just kind of
who you know,
the right place and all that.
And it's crazy too because, like I said, so many people don't want people to know you write for them. But in this business, man, I mean, you can write for anybody, but it depends on how it's gonna be set up. You can write one word. Somebody can be in the studio with you right now, and especially if they're in California, if they in your session and they just put D, and they tell you to take "and" from D. They gotta get paid for that for life. Wow. They're gonna own some of that unless you can politic it away and work for hire. You can switch it to what they want, but ultimately, man, they wrote some of the song.
Okay. So obviously, the last 18 months have been very different. How has the pandemic been for you? I mean, you're a writer, so do the checks just come in the mail? I mean, you don't have to perform like most artists.
Pandemic
right?
was cool for me.
Yeah.
I put my hustle from my music into other stuff too. Okay. So I mean, I started a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. The crazy part, I didn't really understand what was happening. Of course, you hear pandemic. Right. Most of us from the hood, we don't know. You don't know what that means. I was like, man, what the fuck? It's a pandemic. Tell you the truth. Everybody gets stuck in the house. So my restaurant situation didn't work. So I turned it into a food truck. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Here or LA?
Here. Okay. I did so many songs, man. I probably did maybe 200 songs. Okay. So I mean, my catalog is crazy. Pandemic helped me out. Okay. I'm thinking it didn't do it. I gained like 65 pounds. Gotcha. I had just got so much. I had just went down, and I had shit, man. You have nothing to do but eat and watch movies. Right. I got caught up on TV shows and shit like that, but I didn't lose anything other than honestly, I didn't really have to convert much. Okay. My kids already homeschooled by me. I don't really be out like that anyway. I'm an ostrich, man. I work. You know what I'm saying? By the time I come up, I look around. If it ain't nothing I need to be out here doing, I'll be in the house. So it wasn't really no quick conversion for me. It was just more of a capitalizing type of thing. Okay. When we talked 2016, 2017, I asked you about success, and you said you were on the C. You didn't say if it was the first or the second C of success. I don't even remember that, but that sounded like me. But now, have we got to the E or the one of the last two S's, or? I feel like I'm still in the middle of the word. You're still in the middle of it, okay. Because it's a process. When people say process and people think success, you think money. The first thing pop up in somebody's head of success is money, right, or awards. To me, that's not it. My success is that word to me means fulfillment. Okay. More of, am I going, what I see in my mind for my family. If I was successful now, what would we be doing? If that's not what I've accomplished, then I'm not success. I haven't achieved success. Because my goal is, maybe me and my brothers and sisters got matching yachts and we can do our family dinner on the yachts or something, or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. If I haven't achieved that, no matter how much money I have, that's not success. Because you can have I can get a whole bunch of money right now. I can get millions of dollars, and my family could be distraught. Right. My son could be out here doing shit that he don't even know nothing about. Mm-hmm. Shit that I did, could tell him about to keep him away from it. Right. My daughter could grow up and be a prostitute, man. Right. That ain't success. You got all this money, but look at your family. Right. And so it's all really, to me, how you perceive success. So to me, I'm still in the middle of the word. Okay. My kids are growing. I'm still trying to be a good father. My career's growing. I'm still trying to reach a certain point. My legacy is getting built, but I'm still laying the foundation. Well, I mean, I'm past the foundation part, but I feel like I'm still building the mansion on top of it. So
Gotcha.
It's like shit, man. You got some steps. You go some more steps that you moved. I feel like I'm in the middle of the word because everything that we talked about in the beginning,
right.
The foundation of my career and my confidence. My confidence was built off some of the biggest artists and actors in the world going nuts or being amazed by my talent, and they be around that shit all day long.
Right.
So in my mind, to hear like a Channing Tatum or a Jamie Foxx or any of these people, Miley Cyrus, anybody hear my music or hear my talent, my voice or anything, and be amazed by it, and that's all they around, it showed me like I gotta be something special.
Right.
You know, so I have to be.
What do you think the number one thing is you learned out the music business?
Let me see. The number one thing I learned from the music business, that is business.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important. Since we doing the interview, that's the most important that I would tell other people. Personally, don't lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This is ultimately, this is outside of business. This is entertainment.
Right.
And a lot of people, especially coming from where I come from, they get on. I say it like this: when you get on PlayStation 5 or 4, whatever you got, you don't get on there trying to be a real motherfucker.
Right.
You don't get on there trying to be the realest, trying to be the slickest. You get on there trying to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So many people in this business lose sight of the win because they get caught up in trying to look good on the game. Like, you don't pick up a controller trying to be a real nigga. You don't pick up that controller trying to be the dopest, this, that, and the third. You pick up the controller to win the game.
Right.
And I feel like most of the time, man, this business trick you out of that because you forget that it's a game. It's entertainment. It's smoke and mirrors. It is, you lucky. I got lucky and blessed to be able to give my life, my real story and struggle, and put it in my songs. You know what I'm saying? And sell that, and people actually like that and want to hear that. Mm-hmm. That everybody ain't that lucky. You know what I mean? And it's also people, that was blessed with $1 million parents. So, somewhere in there I got my blessing, I got my curve and my edge that set me apart. And so I learned by that I don't have to play the game their way. I don't have to get on the game and listen to these people that tell me, man, if you twirl a controller around your fingers, you know what I'm saying, that don't increase your win. That actually slows your win down.
Right.
Imagine playing 2K and you flipping the controller backwards like it's a basketball. Yeah. How much win you think you're gonna do?
Shit, not a whole lot.
Same thing applies to this business.
Right.
If the more you shuck and jive, the more you twist and turn, whoever on the straightaway, they making strides around you. Right. By the time you finish, doing whatever you doing or flipping or whatever it is, they came back around and got you again. I'm that guy.
Lapping people.
That's all I'm trying to do, and and it's because I'm focused on the win. Mm-hmm. It ain't really to embarrass them or to lap them. I never ever had the mindset, especially in the DFW, man. A lot of people I be trying to explain to them, it ain't about being big. Like, soon as somebody gets some success here, man, the first thing we do is, we so used to not getting it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And watching so many other people capitalize off our culture here. Right. We so used to that to where as soon as we get somewhere, first thing we want to do, we get caught up in putting ourselves above people. We all in the same race. If it's for the win, we in the same race. So I think more of us need to really, attach change to each other, man. Just imagine what kind of force you actually will have if you got 10 people chained together and making a run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you said that you did a food truck, you're doing film. What other ventures have you gone into outside of music? My
books.
Okay.
I wrote 3 books.
What are they
I'm
about?
almost finished. Well, so I'm doing a trilogy right now called Burn Bridges. I did the first album I dropped in 2019. Mm-hmm. The second album, it dropped in 2020. It's called Burn Bridges Side B. The third one about to come out in February. So after the music, I'm doing a book called Burn Bridges. And basically I'm explaining everything I meant. I pretty much wrote a book about bringing people into the mind of the writer.
Okay.
I feel my writing is it's crazy, but the way I see things, I feel like people will be interested in it. And some of the pages I write that people read, and they really like it.
Okay.
I'm basically just taking every song as the chapters. I'm explaining what I meant by the song, what I felt, what inspired me to write the song, what it means in the first place.
Okay. And you said you were doing a documentary?
Yeah, working on documentaries. I've been filming since like 2009.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's about your life and your experiences.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, man. I feel like, man. Yeah, let me ask you this.
What's up?
Ask you a question. How do you feel if you live and die, and the world never knew you was here?
Well, I mean, I guess that's why we do what we do, so that we are remembered, so that we do have a legacy. We do make a mark.
But how fearful, for the thought of you being somebody unique, or you being somebody that has a story, or that's something that shares something that can help so many people or other people, and you live on this earth and do everything you do, and when you leave here, nobody remembers that you ever existed.
I mean, I think I can't say that I've just thought about it like that, but when you put it like that, it is part of the driving force of what I do. So, I mean,
It's a big
most
part of
definitely,
mine.
right.
I'm terrified of that. My biggest fears is that right there, and being an old man with nothing but stories to tell. You know, we all see them different people. It's people we know right now that got all these stories to tell and nothing to show for it. I like to talk to them people a lot of times so they can help me not do that.
Right.
You know, I talk to a lot of homeless people, like I told you before, because I feel like we learn from people's successes and their failures alike. You learn more from people that fail because they'll give you the game freely if they got a heart. Most people that successful don't want to give you enough shit because most of them automatically put themselves in competition with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you do the same thing.
Right.
So to me, them fears, man, they drive me a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I was always told ask old people questions. They know more about life. Ask them what's important in life, and they know more about it than you will ever know. So
But think an old person that's not middle class or high class. They gonna have even more to offer.
Right.
Cause they lived their life, but only that they had some lost and had it lost it multiple times. Probably before we got here.
Right.
So to me, people like that, I talk to them a lot. I don't really meet too many strangers. You know what I'm saying? I speak to a lot of people, and the craziest jewels I ever got in my life came out of me speaking to strangers and them saying some shit that totally, like, me and my kids, we go give out Thanksgiving food.
Right.
And I hate to say it on camera because I really don't like putting that shit out there. I don't film homeless people, man. I don't film me doing good deeds and good justice for clout. I think something wrong with a person's mind when you do that, and that's for the whole world, man. Me saying that is for the whole world. Anybody that does that, something's wrong with you, man. Something has to be. If you will film people in their most desolate times, and you will film them for you to benefit off of.
Right.
I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I go give and do what I do to bless those people. You know what I'm saying? And to bless myself and give it back. You feel good about that. But I ain't no way, shape, form, or fashion film them and put it out there for people to praise me. I think something really wrong with motherfuckers that do that. I do that though, you know, as far as the giving.
Right.
And 2 years ago, 2019.
Right, before everything went to hell.
Before everything went crazy. We was giving out the plates. And one of the guys was like, man, I got a family over here at the hotel. It's my family. You got some more food? And I was like, you know what, it's about to rain. We went over there. I gave them all the plates. His kids came. There was a lot of people in this one hotel. One of the dudes came out with a little speaker. He was jamming some music, and it was my shit.
Okay.
He was jamming this like, man, you know who this is? What you know about this? Just fucking with me.
Right.
And made my son get out the car. Man, listen, look at this is what he's listening to. He was listening to my music.
Okay.
A complete stranger. Jim, stuff like that, you never forget.
Right.
I think for me, it's the universe sending me blessings, letting me know I did something, like, you know, I'm on the right track.
Right.
Stuff like that, man, you don't forget. And that also increases your confidence. Imagine you going out here to do this, that, and the third, and somebody listening to your music, a complete stranger of a different ethnicity, different race completely. In their hardest times, their darkest times, they jamming you.
Right.
That's unbeatable. That's unmatched.
I'd say, yeah. So what you got going forward? You said February you got part 3 coming out.
Yeah,
What else can we expect from you? Where else are we
A
going
lot
to see
of writing.
you? Okay.
A lot of writing. A lot of new projects. You know, I've added Lil Wayne to my credits.
Okay.
Bun B. I got a song with Scarface. Shit, man. King Los.
Okay.
I did some more work with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I did a new song with Crazy Bone.
Okay.
I got one of Gucci Mane artists, Enchanting. I did a song with her.
I got Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's from Fort Worth. That's a lot of people.
Okay.
That I could add to my credits at this point.
So basically, songs are going to start trickling. More songs are going to start trickling out.
Either they projects on my own.
Okay.
Me and Yellow Beezy got one. I actually got a song with Mo3 as well, man. I ain't really, the song with Yellow Beezy I put out before, and I was supposed to remix it, man. And even the song, I don't want to get caught in the hype of that shit.
Right.
I don't, like I said earlier, I feel bad about people. I really feel sorry for people that has to gain likes and credibility off either someone's death or somebody's beef or some shit like that. To me, I don't want to be built off of that.
Right.
I seen so much shit in Hollywood. I could write a tell all right now, and I would be super famous.
Or they'd come after you and kill you.
I mean,
disappear you.
Well, they could try.
Yeah.
On that tip, that's what I'm used to. I'm from the street, so somebody come by me, I don't think they're gonna like coming after me.
Right.
But neither here nor there, just to say that would be a buster move for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At this point in my life, where I'm still able to this, that, and the third, they ain't blackball me. I'm not. People ain't coming after me. They ain't disrupting my name. That would be a buster move. Now, if they was tearing me down, and that's a different ball game, and that's what people usually resort to. But to me, nah. Right. But I could do that. Needless to say, I seen so much in Hollywood, man, to where, shit. If I did that, I would be big. But I don't want to be built off of that. I don't want. To me, that's like putting nails in your foundation of your concrete. Right. And so many nails to where your concrete start to break up. You know what I mean? You can't get that foundation back. Right. I don't want to be known for. I want to be known for my talents, man. My mindset, my talents, my story, my journey, versus me getting famous for tearing other people down. That ain't what I want. Gotcha. I could have had it a long time ago.
Right. Integrity.
Yeah. Man, that's a hell of a word. You said integrity, bro.
Yeah,
listen.
Of course.
Look at the world now.
Not much.
Where is that at? You see small splurts of it, and I see very, very small splurts of it, but it's not used morally anymore. Right. It's used in other things. People have integrity in their companies and they brands, and some of that ain't even
real. Yeah. It's
not real. I think that's a word right now that a lot of people forget about.
Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation on the state of where we're at as a society.
Period. But we speak in music. Right. Even on the music side.
I mean, music has been known not to include much integrity because it's
the business side of it.
Yeah, the business side.
But now the creation side of it lack it too. Because integrity for me, growing up how I grew up, or in the times we grew up in, listening to music. Look at Lauryn Hill, man. I mean, you got some people that put out music that really change lives. Right. Music has always changed lives, but it's gonna do one or the other. It's gonna either push you positively, or it's gonna push you negatively. Right. And you always had both. But now we got more of one side than the other. There's no balance anymore because integrity is dead. Right. So now you got people trying to revive integrity. They shocking the heart of that motherfucker, versus the people that's cool that it's dead because now. You can sell anything to anybody. Right. I could sell baby powder to somebody and call it cocaine in the music business, and shit, I'll get away with it. Yeah. And it's cool, long as I win, long as I got some money from it, I'm the nigga.
Yeah, the ends justify the means nowadays.
Yeah, as long as you got some money and some clout, you cool, you good. That's the wrong message. I think we setting ourselves up for something that we ain't gonna like. You can see it now. But when this shit really hit the fan and this business, it's almost like the 90s. When Tupac was speaking, man, a lot of people that listened, people when the older people don't embrace the youth, you set them up to be the monsters that you scared of. Right. And and most of the monsters that we speak of, we created.
Right.
You know, I look at a lot of old heads in this business, laugh at younger people for making mistakes. But man, I made some of them same mistakes. I just got lucky. That's why I'm still free. But I made them off listening to their music and their impact on me and how they was carrying themselves or portraying to carry themselves that wasn't real.
Right.
So imagine what I done, what I could have done, or the risks I took in my life, and could have destroyed myself based off of what they were telling me to do, and the principles that they were preaching that they don't even live by.
Right.
To me, that's where you know integrity is in a coffin, because you pushing something to somebody that you don't do. It's like a doctor in a hospital. They don't take the medicines that we take. They get paid to push that. So they're gonna push it to you knowing the risk, knowing everything that come along with it, and that you might not live.
And they can backdoor it with other medications.
Right, because their life is built off of your sickness.
Right.
Which meaning they got invested interest. So if the industry now is pushing artists to quickly gain invested interest in those lies, invested interest in those gimmicks, no matter who was hurting.
Do you think it's any different that there's a big push for the indie route, or?
I think that's the best thing going. On one side, it's two sides. I think that's a double-edged sword, because the indie route is now based off of, you know, what's crazy. So many different artists, DJs, different people I knew that was on back then. They scammers now. When I say scammers, they people that will sell an artist like a dream that they can do this. I got a package.
Right.
Man, they can't do shit for that artist. Because the people that they want to fuck with, they can't do shit for them. But now everybody desperate because the indie route is what's popping supposedly. But they don't tell you that the indie route, it requires a budget.
Right.
If you don't have one and you working at McDonald's, that indie route ain't gonna help you, man.
And there's some fake independent artists as well, right?
It is,
they
because
appear independent, but really they got a machine behind them.
Yeah, because indie is just like, you know, I compare it to the word vegan. It's a catch-22. I ain't gonna say catch-22, but it's a hook. Vegan is supposed to be healthy. Right. But if you're a healthy person, you know, I'm a big nigga, but I'm a healthy guy. You know, I help other people with their health in certain ways. But if you turn the box around and look at vegan food, it's a lot of salt in that shit. Right. So how is it healthy? Salt and high blood pressure is the number one killer. You know, that shit that leads to heart attack, stroke. It thickens the blood and coagulates the blood. So that's what leads to stroke and heart attack. Yeah. So if you eating this salty food, you know, it's healthy. It's a healthy alternative to what you used to, as long as it don't have that. And most of them have soy. Soy is a detrimental substance to the gut.
It's bad for men.
Yeah, it's bad for people, period.
Okay.
It leads to something we call leaky gut.
Okay.
Which will, I mean, shit, man, most diseases start in the gut. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Seems like everything's a scam nowadays.
It is, but you know what? It only becomes a scam when we put our money into it. Like I said, they usually, when people get invested interest in hooks, it's too much for them to pull out. When a doctor's whole life, they golf trips, they vacations, they family, they kids, college fund is built off of your illness, what they gonna do? Stop being a doctor? They gonna stop playing it by the book? They went to school to play things by a certain book. They can't tell you certain things on record. They can't speak to you a certain way on record. They can't doctor on you a certain record. They can't take certain risks with you on the table, even if it'll save your life, according to, because it's out of this book. Right. Or they can lose their license to practice. Right. And another thing people forget, that is called practicing medicine. Right. So I mean, they practicing on us, man. So me bringing that up is just to say, I look at the music business the same way. These doctors get paid off of your illness. If you never sick, if none of us is ever sick, what the fuck is the need of a doctor?
And the labels get paid off of artist ignorance.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if you got artists that's ignorant, they get paid off of that. That's the ones they want to fuck with. They don't want to fuck with me. Right. They'll fuck with me once they see invested interest. So meaning to say, if you going independent, the label will still deal with you if you are making money yourself. Right. If they can see that you making money from your independent sales, they'll rock with you still. Right. You'll get a deal that's in your favor. If not, your ignorance is a golden goose. Your ignorance is a treasure chest for them. Because as long as you're ignorant, they can, and no, not just ignorant and desperate. Right. If you ignorant and desperate, and don't say broke, them 3 things right there, you know, you Superman for them, man. That's a cash cow. A person like me with intelligence, and I know the business from experience, they push me to the side. They want to fuck with me, but they gonna fuck with me different ways because they know they can't sell me no anything. They can't tell me no nothing that I'm like. They gonna have to play ball. I'm gonna be lawyered up. I know my pay. I know, you know, I know what I'm doing. Right. So I'm gonna be their last resort unless investor interested in.
Gotcha. So I appreciate your time, man. Is there anything you want to plug to everybody before we get out of here?
I mean, shit. I hope y'all enjoyed the interview.
Socials, projects.
I got a show coming up in Dallas. It's gonna be kind of September, October. It'll be one of the biggest shows I ever did here. Okay. It's gonna be at Club Opera. Okay. It's gonna be people swinging all on the ceiling. Okay. I'm trying to create an experience. I've been back doing music for women. Okay. I've never really stopped, but now it's more about my fan base. Okay. Women love me, bro. Okay. They love my music. They love me, man. So this will be a show. If you like women, men, come to this show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Z-Star. She curating the show. You know what I'm saying? Putting it together. Make sure you follow me. CLASSIK MUSSIK on any social media. Look out for Burn Bridges 3. You know what I'm saying? Vibes Don't Lie. That's the name of the album. And
I'm sure you'll be posting information about that concert.
Sure. Okay. For sure, man.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you for tuning in on this special edition of COSIGN Conversations. I'm your guest host, Chris P. And just keep living the COSIGN life.
Hey guys, what's good? Thanks for supporting COSIGN Magazine by watching this video. If you really enjoyed this content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share.